Yeah, I don't believe in destiny, I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies, they're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy, you gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me, you ain't seen the rest of me. I just wanna be the best at what I know, better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes, call me aggressive with my flow, call me offensive even though Joe, I ain't gonna lie, life's tough. Try to get by, life's rough. Try to do it right, it's not enough. Even though you try, you still mess up. But I'm still gonna fight for what I love, still gonna die for what I love, still gonna try, I won't give up, still gonna fight until I've won. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left, and I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret, cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win, I won't stop till the end, no. Some injuries, mentally and physically. Studied them religiously so I don't repeat history. And people won't admit to me they don't want a victory bad enough to get a C. They'd rather just go leave it be. And oh, this journey I've been on since 13, working hard and learning, never stopping searching. Yeah, it's burning, all this passion hurts me. I took action working, writing down these words. No, I'm not okay, I just wanna be something. I don't wanna be nothing, living all alone. No, I'm not alright, I'm just barely getting by. But I'll tell you I'm just fine, so you leave me alone. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left, and I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret, cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win, I won't stop till the end, no.
Yo, what's going on, everyone? Thanks for tuning in. It is Saturday, July 6th. You guys, we're already in July. It's crazy to think about that, but we survived this week. We survived the fireworks, and we're here for another weekend update. So yeah. Oh, I see something. I gotta take care of this real quick. So you guys, thanks for tuning in. We've already got the chat popping off, which is something I love to see. So without any further ado, though, let's go ahead and say, again, thank you so much to the Patreon community, the Dying Breed. We have Warrior Bernard, who's already in the chat saying hi. We've got Fighters Maxwell, Foster, Q. We've got Guardian Wilkie. We've got Soldiers Basilo, who also just stopped into in the chat to say hi. We have Little Panda Aiden, who's also in the chat. We've got Unwired, who unfortunately is not going to be able to make it here today, but we want to give a shout out to him and Miss Trinity. Hope everything goes well with you guys. We've got Defenders, LG, Jodan, Miss Aoife, and of course, Duck Commander, Stephen Landry. So thank you so much, you guys, for your support. And of course, let's look at this chat popping off. Warrior Bernard coming in saying, hail the Dying Breed, the Bloodbaths, the Golem Master Fanatics. What is up? Wolfie, Little Panda Aiden, Duck Squad, hail TJ. Hope today is an awesome day so far, and may it continue to be ducking amazing. Today is off to an amazing start. I am not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. Richie Stevens coming in saying, hail, Brandon. And, of course, he's giving a shout-out back. Hail, Rich Meister, the one and only. And Nick Boslow, watching England play. Just a quick drop to say, you're all quackers. Absolutely we are. We are all quacking crazy. But yeah, thanks you guys. Timo Burnham coming into the chat. What's up, man? Thanks for stopping by and saying hi. I'm assuming you're at the gym or you're just about to go get your workout on, because that seems to be like your normal schedule. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, you guys. We've got some great, well, I mean, it's another week, but there's been some great progress. So this week with the holiday, I was able to take 4 days off. I have a 4-day weekend, and it's crazy to where I'm like, dude, I don't even know what to do with myself. Right? Because normally Saturdays I do the live stream, and then by now I've normally already written a chapter or done some writing, and then I normally just slam Saturday and pack it full of writing all Saturday, and then Sunday I just try to figure out what to do with my life. Well, this week I started writing on the evening of 3 July. I then wrote on the 4th. I wrote on the 5th, and I have not written at all today yet. But I did get my grocery shopping done, and that's important. But yeah, workout here in 15 to 20 minutes. Nice. So what writing did I get done this week? Well, I got 11,758 words written in Golem Master 2. This new background, this new everything. Damn slouch. What are you talking about, Mr. JD Glasscock coming in? Thank you very much. Yeah, so hopefully you guys in the Patreon love seeing Golem Master 2 book art. The art for the cover, the art of the book with the cover and the thing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. The cover art for book 2. I hope you guys really like that. And obviously that's what the new theme is now. So yeah, we are going on. And for all the Patreon members, you guys know all of Golem Master 1's book is up and it's available. And I hope you guys are enjoying it. I definitely got emotional writing the end of the book. And at the same time, I feel like it was just such a perfect fit. Right. So now with Golem Master 2, what we're doing is we're picking up obviously right where we left off, and we're going on a whole new adventure. We're going on a whole new quest where Pepper is taking a step out into the world, and he immediately starts to experience life in a big city. And with that, I really had some fun creating this new like environment, right? This new setup. I hope are people liking me as the announcer? Do I die? Yo, guys. All right. For those of you who have read Golem Master, let JD know. What do you guys think of him as being one of our commentators for the Golem League? And no, JD, you do not die at all. And if anything, you just get crazier and crazier as we go. But I've had so much fun with your character. And I just love the way that you engage in the Golem League matches. I think you guys are a perfect pair, you and Nick Boslow. Okay, so there you go, JD. Brandon says he loves your zany lines. I don't even know what zany means. Definition of zany. That's a new one for me. Amusingly unconventional and idiosyncratic. Well, what's idiosyncratic? Relating to idiosyncrasy, peculiar, or individual. Oh, okay, yes. There you go. He very much likes your unconventional and your peculiar commentation of the Golem matches. Yeah, there you go. See, you guys, I don't know what words are. I just put them on the page, and somehow they seem to work. There you go. So yeah, so what was really cool. So for those of you who know, so my best friend, Ephraim Foster, who's also up there, Fighter Foster, he makes an appearance in Golem Master 2, which he was also, if you guys remember, he was Ephraim from the Dying Breed Injustice when they were in the cells together. So with Ephraim's character, he comes in, he was going to come into book 2. Like I already kind of thought, I was like, here's what I want to do. But as Pepper is going into this new city and he's doing this whole new experience of things, and he's seeing that the world, there's so much more to the world than what his small little community in Michigan was. There's a situation that happens, and Ephraim has to basically come in and be the hero to get him out of the situation. But from there, it develops. And so for you guys, next week, this upcoming Thursday, when you see the chapters, because I'm already up to chapter 4, or I'm about to start writing chapter 5, I want to say. I want to make sure like you guys don't feel like it's too disingenuous with how it all interacts. And there's some lore in there. Like there's some different lore to the world and the Rift Wars. So I'm definitely going to need your guys' feedback on that. Hopefully it comes off okay and it makes sense. And the other reason is it is based off of a real situation that Ephraim was in many years ago when he was going through nursing school. So it's a super unique thing. I want it to be like meaningful and genuine, yet lighthearted at the same time, because that's really who Ephraim is as a person. Amazing, genuine person, but still has this lighthearted, fun side to him. So that happens. And then, for those of you who know, Aaron Michael Ritchie and Nathan Amy make an appearance as well. And if you guys know, I will be doing an author chat with them in 2 weeks. I got to spend some time at Dragon Con with both of them. And I also got to spend time with Aaron Michael Ritchie in Vegas at 20 Books to 50K, now that I think about it. Definitely love those guys. Love their kind of goofiness and fun humor. So with that, I tried to really play on that. And I don't want to give away exactly how they come into the story, because it really, I think, pairs off very nicely to Ephraim's entrance. So that is where we're at. We're really having a great time. I think there was some other fun stuff with Amperage, Pepper's Familiar, his Bonded, that I think you guys are really going to like. So from there, what else do we have? So we're also about to meet Pete, which you guys have not met Pete. Pete was also originally supposed to be in Bloodbath, and he got cut from the manuscript. So Pete is making an appearance, and Pete is one of the most beautiful people I've ever met in my life. I miss this man drastically. He actually had this small little food truck, this food wagon, I guess you could say, a food cart. He had a food cart out in Monmouth, where my house is, and I was looking for some fresh new food one day, and so I drove out there, and I passed his cart at first. I didn't even realize what it was. All I saw is like, hey, there's supposed to be this restaurant on Google Maps for Greek food. And I passed it up, and then I realized, I turned around, and ever since then, I had this friendship with Pete. And I would go to his food cart at least once a week, sometimes more, because I loved his food. But he, as a person as well, was such a wonderful human being. And he was a little bit older than me. And so with my dad going through Alzheimer's, it was kind of like I would go and spend time with Pete, and it was almost like having an older uncle to go and talk to. And so anyways, I was like, you know what? I really want to have Pete in here, and I think this would be a good part. So we're just about to be introduced to Pete. And even though Pete is from Ohio, I think I might change his character just a little bit to be more of like a Chicago base, because I think that would be fun to play off of. But anyways, so yeah, you guys, 11,758 words in July, and that's really only within 3 days of writing. It's been great success, a great result. Right now, that brings the writing total this year to 296,129 words, and the career total to 979,000 words. So y'all know what that means, right? Like, basically, by the end of July, I should be hitting my 1,000,000 word mark. That's crazy. That's crazy to think about. Basically 10 books, right? So now, I mean, I've got the 4 Dying Breed books that are out, the 3 books of Bloodbath, so that's 7. Golem Master will be 8. So I guess Golem Master 2 will be 9, technically. So Chicago Pete is such a gangster name. Yeah, it's definitely I definitely want to have that Chicago vibe of like, yo, look at what the cat dragged in. What are you talking about? You know, oh my gosh, coming in from the country to the big city. And then I don't know, just something like, I really want to play with that. I think that would be fun. Definitely that Chicago gritty style to him, where he means well, but he comes off very harsh, which is also kind of like an East Coast thing, I guess. But yeah, Chicago kind of style. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that plays out. But I'm excited. I'm excited for it. And then there's just so much. There's so much to continue to dive into with Golem Master 2. And what's interesting, I forgot I can bring this up. So one of the things I was writing with is that when I planned out the points of where I wanted to go, as I was writing, I want to say it was even chapter 2, chapter 1, I had this idea, and Trent, Pepper's dad, brings up this idea for Pepper to do, and I had not even thought about that concept yet. And I was like, yo, that would actually be pretty cool, because that would be a natural fit into this new dynamic that Pepper is going into. It's realistic. It makes sense, especially given the dynamics of what he's trying to do. And so right now, that's what I'm thinking of doing, is actually making the shift into the story, adding this additional context, because from there, like it bumps the plot point further along that I originally had planned, but it doesn't really change the dynamic of the story. It just continues to add more of this foundation of what's going on with Pepper. So it's like, okay, and this makes sense. And also, kind of as you guys may have realized or picked up on with Golem Master 1, is I really started out very much the slice of life, day by day. And then as I started to go, I started to realize here's the natural points where I can kind of jump from, 1 week to a month to whatever, blah, blah, blah. And so that's where I feel like Golem Master 2 is starting out in very much the same manner, where it's kind of like this day to day. We're setting the scene. We're in this big city, and Pepper's doing this thing. He's getting reestablished. And then we'll start to see these time jumps again, because we don't need to be with him every step of the way. And so that's what we're going with here. And yeah, it's been so exciting. It's been so. Oh, it's Ryan Maxwell. What up, bro? What's up, my dude? Thanks for coming in and saying hi. We're just talking Golem Master 2, dude. 11,758 words in July already. Basically, by the end of next week, I should be hitting 300,000 words for this year. And then by the end of July, I should be hitting my 1,000,000 word mark. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy, dude. Like, I remember watching Seth Ring when he was doing his videos, and he was talking like, oh, yeah, I'm going to hit 1,000,000 words this year. And I was like, that's crazy. Or like his next 1,000,000 word. He had already hit his 1,000,000 word mark in his writing career, but he was going to be pushing to get the next 1,000,000. And it's like, oh, my God, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy. And so now that I'm just on that verge, like I'm just on that edge of hitting it, I'm like, wow, it's so crazy. And that's where I like continue to remind people and encourage people of like, if you're writing, to count every word and build a tracker so you see that. Because when you have those down days, you get to look at it and be like, look at everything I've accomplished. Look at everything I've built. Like, now is not the time to give up. Now is the time to put your head down and charge forward and keep growing. Ryan, hell yeah, you're on fire. Mom jumping into the chat. So how do you celebrate the 1,000,000 word mark? I don't know. Maybe rob a bank. Keep writing. I don't know. Not even sure. I more than likely will not take a day off. That's for sure. Because once you hit the 1,000,000 word mark, then you've got to set your sights on the 2,000,000 word mark. Right? So, yeah, I don't know. And we'll see. Well, so then here's the other thing. So anyways, getting back to where we're going. So Golem Master 2 is doing really well. I'm really excited. I will drop more than likely those first 3 chapters, maybe 4 chapters on Thursday. Hopefully I'll have chapter 5 written by then, and then chapter 6 as well. Because I'm just really loving this dynamic and the next set of pieces. But one of the frustrating things is I re-downloaded the Pokemon trading card game onto my computer to play that, so that my brain could continue to think of like new things that could possibly be setting up for, okay, when do I make Golem Master TCG? This offshoot book that really is literally just one book of a deck builder. And it's literally like a Pokemon trading card game that you're playing. And so I reinstalled Pokemon trading card game. I've played a couple times on there, and I am super pissed. Like, I am so frustrated because there was a time in my military career where we got really into Pokemon cards. Me and a couple of the coworkers. I mean, this was literally just a couple years ago. I must have bought like $3,000 worth of Pokemon cards. And like, they came with all the online unlock codes. So for a while, I was just giving those away because I was like, I don't need them. I don't really play online. But then I started to play online and I started to use those codes. I had unlocked a huge amount of Pokemon cards online on that application. When I went to migrate to this new version that they've uploaded, none of my cards were there. And I'm so ticked. I was like, dude, I've built one or two really good decks and I was using their system and doing all these things. And now they completely restructured their whole system to this new platform or whatever. And I lost all those cards, I guess. I'm super pissed. Super pissed. Anyways, is what it is, right? That's a part of life. Live, learn, then get loves. So, yeah. So I've been slowly playing with this idea. Bogus. Dude, I know, man. I know, dude. But anyways, I've been playing the TCG. I've been slowly coming up with these ideas for like, okay, this is how a TCG could work within the Golem Master world. And this is how I would probably want to write the story. So we'll see about that. But what else? What else do I got to do? Yeah, and then I'm just constantly thinking about like how far can I take Golem Master that would be a natural progression to the story. Because like I have this OWA concept of like this could be like a book 4, 5, 6, right? But it's almost like so far fetched that I'm like, I don't know if I really want to do that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Right now, we just got to bring Pete into the story, and then we'll go from there, right? One chapter at a time. I don't want to get ahead of myself. But, man, am I loving writing this story. It just feels so natural. I love the progression of it all. And, yeah, it's been going great. So, if you guys have any questions for me on Golem Master 1, now that the whole thing is out and on Patreon, let me know. If you have any questions about Golem Master 2, let me know there. And yeah, so that's progressing. That's progressing. It's going really well, you guys. Really, really well. Let's see. Updates on everything else. So I have not gotten any updates from Jodan, but I know that he is I know that he's working on the audiobook for Bloodbath. Wow, I really brain farted. Can't wait for Golem Master quality content. Dude, thanks, man. It's the best writing I've ever done. It's the best writing that I've gotten to progress into. So I am just super, super blessed, super excited about it. And I just love the world, man. I love the characters in it. I love just the lore that is there to access. So it's gonna be really awesome. Is that the cover, the final version for 2? Golem Master 2? I'm not sure, but more than likely, it's a good chance. I am looking at some other potential artist options for the book cover, but right now, I just love these. And I will let you guys know that I already have the cover for book 3 done. I just am holding on to it. So you guys will have to wait, unfortunately. But yeah, so book 3 cover is already done and kind of ready to go. So we'll see. Is Golem Master trainer cards a possibility? So yes, that is something that I started, or trading cards. Yo, what's up, Austin? Hello, Genius. Hello to you too. It's great to see you. What? I have to wait, dude. Yes, you have to wait for Golem Master 3 book cover reveal. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Am I sorry? I don't know. As far as trading cards, yes. As of right now, I would like to do trading cards for Golem Master, but it would more than likely be it would really be a card game, a card builder game, and it really just depends on not just trading cards, but actual cards of our favorite authors as Golem Masters specifically. Well, okay, so here's one of the things. That would be pretty cool. I don't know. I could see one or two people maybe having a problem with that, but at the same time, I don't know if they would have a problem. The thing that I have is when I first started out, I started to make some of the gladiators other authors, but then you have authors that are not gladiators, such as yourself, as you know, Rhino. Um, Alaron Kong is not a gladiator in Golem Master. Craig Stubblefield is not a gladiator. Um, who else? Ryan DeBruin is not a gladiator. KT Hana is not a gladiator. There's a lot of these authors that are not gladiators within the Golem League. And as I start to progress that, that's probably going to be more changing. And there's a specific reason for that. But that's where I was like, okay, this could be, I could still do some different things with this. And that's kind of the shift that I'm doing. But I definitely would love to have like some type of trading cards. And I think that would be really cool. Honestly, the problem is finding an artist. Finding an artist that could do the artwork at a reasonable price, timely, and be consistent. And as many authors know, you'll get an artist who you'll pay the 50% up front, and they will never deliver the rest of the product. There are authors who have hired a artist to do commission work. They do one book cover, they go to get the second book cover, and they're gone. They ghost them. They don't exist anymore. They refuse to do the work. And so finding a consistent artist is extremely hard. Finding someone that can actually produce quality work in a timely manner is extremely hard. Finding someone who is reasonably budgeted is extremely hard. So that is the problem. That's all the problems. And then you have the fact of like, hey, is everyone cool if we make these a thing? Yeah, so I don't know, but I would love to do that. I would love to do something of that nature. But yeah, right now, as far as the trading card game goes, I've already got the system in my head kind of worked out. I just, I definitely need a lot more time to build it. And then of course the finances, like, you know, in order to do a card game of that scale or a trading cards of that scale requires a lot of financing. Requires a lot of financing that I don't know really exists at that point. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see. If Golem Master takes off, we become bestsellers. We get a good following. Book 2 does really well. Book 3 does really well. Then we can look at other avenues of intellectual property stuff. But as of right now, that is what it is. Genius, Ryan. I would collect the shit out of author cards. That would be pretty fun. But instead, we collect things that are better than author cards. We collect author books, right? Ryan, I've seen it done before in DJ Bodden's game, but it was incredibly difficult. Yeah. It's like I can find a printer. Getting a printer for printing trading cards is not necessarily that hard. But then, like, to get the foil packaging, to then get the distribution, to then get, you know, you're talking about marketing on top of everything else and working a full-time job while trying to write. There's just so much other stuff that goes into that where the ideas are awesome. And we think that, oh, we could easily do this. And then you get into it and you're like, holy cow, it's just like writing. Oh, I can write a book. And then you get 700 words in and you're like, this sucks. Why am I doing this? So anyways, yeah, I would definitely love to have that though. But also what's really fun or funny is Lucas, who was my development editor for the Dying Breed series. He and I started to basically play and create a board game, which I've wanted to do a board game for the Dying Breed for a long time. And Lucas was trying to develop and build a computer game, which both of us love Age of Empires 2. We're huge Age of Empires fan. Lucas has actually competed in ranked matches, and he is actually pretty well in Age of Empires 2 competition. He is really skilled at it. So he was starting to build this video game. I always wanted to do a board game, and we've thrown this idea around for a while. And so then he and I were doing a video chat last week, and I was like, well, what if we did it this way? Like, we use this type of mechanic, we do this type of an ecosystem, this type of a city builder, and then we do this type of a combat situation. And so, of course, like, he's like, dude, I might work on this Wednesday. And then like an hour later, he sends me this photo, and he's already got like cardboard cutouts and concepts built. And he's like, dude, this is actually coming together really good. So that's where we were like, dude, this is really cool. So yeah, this on the 4th of July, I had some free time from writing, and we got online. We got on Google Sheets, actually. So we both logged into Google. I built this Google Sheet document, and then we started to play test the combat engagement part of the game. And so it's really like a Settlers of Catan ecosystem with a Age of Empires 2 tier city building system, and then almost like a chess / Warhammer 40K combat system, but way less complicated than Warhammer 40K. So that's where we're like, dude, this could actually be pretty cool in how this all works. So he's running with that. And the other cool thing with Lucas is he does have a 3D printer. And he likes to, obviously play around and print things here and there. So once we get closer into building this game, he more than likely will be 3D printing the concept tiles, some of the figures and everything like that, so that we can actually like really test out the system. And then if it does become a thing, we'll, maybe look at like a Kickstarter campaign or something like that. But that was just really fun. That was just really cool. So what's interesting is as you start to get into these different facets, it helps you take steps forward, right? So like, hey, Lucas is going to be doing this project that I'm involved in. We're helping each other on. As we start to progress that, it allows me to focus on the writing. He gets to do this thing. We get to build this. But then if I do come to a trading card game or whatever, I've already got a little bit of this experience to help out. But anyways, so that is what's also happening. That was pretty fun to deal with. We got to get you financially stable, then you could write full time. I don't know, man. Something a lot easier you could start with is making a choose your own adventure game based on TDB World. Oh, dude, choose your own adventure as well, man. I know Lucas wanted to do a D&D campaign within the Dying Braid world. And I was like, dude, you guys can do it. Like, I don't care if you guys want to do it. I just don't have the time to dedicate to that particular thing right now. And I don't have the skill sets or the knowledge base within D&D to really write a full campaign. But I'll keep writing the lore and the story that it's all based around. So yeah. But yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, like this board game concept is really easy and it's really simple. And it's already kind of at this point to where, yeah, we're on the verge of play testing it. I mean, in all reality, we are. And it's just one of those things of like, yeah, this is pretty cool. We can do this. So it's been fun. It's been one of those nice distractions of like, okay, I'm not writing Golem Master. What am I going to do? Hey, where are we at in the board game? Let's jump on. Let's do this real quick. So, yeah, that's been pretty fun. And I think it just goes back to show like there's really never no relaxing with me. My brain is almost always thinking about Golem Master World or something else of like, okay, what's the next thing I can work on? Yeah, very rarely do I feel like I just get to be a vegetable and zone out. Brandon coming in, the Dying Braid campaign. Oh my God, does it get better than that? I mean, yeah, man. It's a great story. It's a great world. It's sad that I had to take a break from it to work on other projects because we're just on the verge of getting some really cool stuff added into the world. But, who knows? Maybe after Golem Master 2 or 3, depending on how I feel about that series, I'll go back and get to spend some time finishing up book 4. It was interesting though, watching Alaron Kong on his live, what was it, yesterday? And he was talking about how as he's going for runs and bike rides, he's been re-listening to the land and getting himself re-engaged with all of that. In preparation, he's already started to write some of book 9. And he was like, man, you know, I've kind of stepped away for so long that I forget some of the things that I wrote, but then you start to relive all of those things that you like, you're reminiscing on the point of life that you were at when you wrote those books. And I was like, that was like 9-10 years ago that he released those books. And it was just incredible to see. And so that's where I'm like, yeah, man, I mean, I don't feel like I'm that far away removed from the Dying Breed just yet, but I could definitely feel that and see that as I continue to dive into Golem Master 2. So we'll see. I'm not at that point though. I'm not at that point, but I definitely now see. And here's the other thing too, as Kyle mentioned, like we got to get you financially stable, then you can write full time. Honestly, I loved being a full-time author. Yet right now, it's okay for the fact that I'm working a 9-to-5 and I'm writing. And one of the reasons for that is when I am forced to be away from the manuscript, it allows my brain to think of different ideas to bring into the story. And it allows me to, or it forces me to be out in life. And there are times when you're just literally, you overhear a conversation from a coworker and it hits that creative spark. And you're like, that's exactly what I need to do in the next chapter of Golem Master. And it fits perfectly. So it almost is being forced away from the manuscript, I feel helps me keep the creative energy going to keep going. It would always be great to be a full-time author and to create these things, but at the same time, I'm happy and I'm content. And, you know, it is what it is. As long as you guys are happy with Golem Master and you're getting to enjoy the world, then yeah. Unfortunately, it just takes a little bit longer than what sometimes we would like it to, right? You have to wait basically 6 months to get the book instead of like 4 months or 3 months. So. Oh, if I want it. Gotcha. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. Right now, I'm happy. I'm content. That's all that matters, right? Looks like Joel's call sign showed up. They look clean. Nice. Maybe you should check your fucking mailbox because yours should be showing up today too, you nerd. Just saying. Love you. But yes, Bloodbath books went out. Ryan got his yesterday. Looks like Joel just got his. And there's a few other books in the mail. So I'm at work, TJ. Don't you sass me, Principal Stevens. I'm not in your high school. I'm not in Status Academy. Backhand the shit out of you. Okay, so that's really the update, you guys. Injustice Book 2 audiobook is still in the works. It's still in the works. Bloodbath audiobook is in the works. Golem Master 1 is going off to editor at the end of August. We're looking at a December 11th release date. I'm super excited. And that's all the writing updates. So let's get into some motivation. Why are you yelling at me? I'll check when I get home. Okay, let's get into some motivation, you guys. There's some really great stuff that we can think about, we can reflect on. And I just love some of the messages that this week I was able to find for us.
One of the most powerful forces in life is consistency. It's consistency. Being able to do something in repetition over and over and over again. That's how you start big movement. That's how you get big results. That's how you build a body. That's how you build a business, is consistency. It's small wins every single day. The guys that are in Cooperstown, the best baseball players to ever play the game, they're not the dudes that swung for the fences every single time. It's the boring dudes you got on base over and over and over again. You want to win really, really, really big in life. You want to build a badass relationship and a badass business. Be consistent. One of the most powerful forces in life is consistency. It's consistency. Being able to do something in repetition over and over and over again. That's how you start big movement. That's how you get big results. That's how you build a body. That's how you build a business, is consistency. It's small wins every single day. The guys that are in Cooperstown, the best baseball players to ever play the game, they're not the dudes that swung for the fences every single time. It's the boring dudes who got on base over and over and over again. You want to win really, really, really big in life. You want to build a badass relationship and a badass business. Be consistent.
You need to understand that for 90% of the journey, you will not see the port, but you can trust that if you do the right actions, you'll eventually get there. And it's the same thing with life. You must understand that most of the time you won't see the fruit of your labor for an extended period of time, but then once you hit the 99%, you begin to see the port of destination, the port of arrival, and then you catch the second wind to maximize on the momentum. But for 99% of the journey, where most of you guys are at right now, you will not see the port of destination, but you must trust it. You need to understand that for 90% of the journey, you will not see the port, but you can trust that if you do the right actions, you'll eventually get there. And it's the same thing with life. You must understand that most of the time you won't see the fruit of your labor for an extended period of time, but then once you hit the 99%, you begin to see the port of destination, the port of arrival, and then you catch the second wind to maximize on the momentum. But for 99% of the journey, where most of you guys are at right now, you will not see the port of destination, but you must trust it.
The thing that completely switched my mindset when I was a young lad and I was driving to the gym at 3:30 a.m. in the morning. Every single drive, every single morning, the gym was 20 minutes away. Every single morning I'd play a podcast called Transform Your Life from the Inside Out. And he taught me this concept called be, do, have. It's a completely switch in mindset for me because I used to live in the have, do, be. And most people do. And that's when I have these things, I'm going to be able to do these things, and then I'm going to be able to be this person. The problem there is like you need to have those things before you can start doing the things to be that person. So you're constantly waiting. So it's like when I have that job, when I live here, I can do this. When I earn this amount of money, I can do this. Whereas he said, flip that to be, do, have. You need to be the person that you want to become and do the things that that person does. And by doing so, you'll have the life that person has. The thing that completely switched my mindset when I was a young lad and I was driving to the gym at 3:30 a.m. in the morning. Every single drive, every single morning, the gym was 20 minutes away. Every single morning I'd play a podcast called Transform Your Life from the Inside Out. And he taught me this concept called be, do, have. It's a completely switch in mindset for me because I used to live in the have, do, be. And most people do. And that's when I have these things, I'm going to be able to do these things, and then I'm going to be able to be this person. The problem there is like you need to have those things before you can start doing the things to be that person. So you're constantly waiting. So it's like when I have that job, when I live here, I can do this. When I earn this amount of money, I can do this. Whereas he said, flip that to be, do, have. You need to be the person that you want to become and do the things that that person does. And by doing so, you'll have the life that person has. The thing that...
Dude, I love that. Absolutely love that. And then this quote, there's no, someone else's progress doesn't make yours any less. Someone else's progress doesn't make yours any less. And then, okay, this one.
Talent? I don't believe in talent.
Talent is not enough anymore.
Well, some people, they have talent. It's good. It helps when you have talent. As long as you have a lot of determination and willpower, that's all you need.
Obsession's going to be talent every time. You got all the talent in the world, but are you obsessed?
And if you're not dedicated 100%, you're not going to reach the level that you want.
Talent? I don't believe in talent.
Talent is not enough anymore.
Well, some people, they have talent. It's good. It helps when you have talent. As long as you have a lot of determination and willpower, that's all you need.
Obsession's going to be talent every time. You got all the talent in the world, but are you obsessed?
And if you're not...
So that's where I love that. Like right after this whole be, do, have is that whole, are you obsessed with this process? And so I got interviewed this last week by someone who is in college, and they're doing this research to really focus in on things. And that was one of the biggest things I talked about was there's one thing to be passionate about something. It's a totally different thing where you're then obsessed. Like I don't clean my apartment as much as I should. That's actually on the to-do list for today, and which is a huge thing. But like, you start to neglect all these other things, and that's actually what we're going to talk about here in the next video, because you're so obsessed, where you're so driven of like, I need to sit down and write more. I need to keep writing this story. Like, every free moment I have is devoted to this thing because I am so obsessed with it.
Almost every successful person that I have ever encountered has gone through not a month or a year, but many years of doing work without reward, where they have to do things that other people find boring, and they have to sacrifice things that everyone finds interesting, that most people want to do during that entire season of their life. And they basically sacrifice a season of other things that they would prefer to do stuff that they would not prefer to do because of the one thing they want most. Almost every successful person that I have ever encountered has gone through not a month or a year, but many years of doing work without reward, where they have to do things that other people find boring, and they have to sacrifice things that everyone finds interesting, that most people want to do during that entire season of their life. And they basically sacrifice a season of other things that they would prefer to do stuff that they would not prefer to do because of the one thing they want most. Almost every successful person.
So good. So good. Big TJ. Meet me at the gym, bro. Let's fucking go. Richie, be careful what you ask for. I've had many people that have wanted to go to the gym with me in the past. They never went a second time. We'll just leave it at that. But granted, that was a younger TJ that didn't have the pains that he has now. Because now I barely even work out. Anyways. Yeah, you guys. So those are the motivations for this week. When I found those, I was like, dude, these are spot on, especially with what I was going through. And there's so many times when you're writing, like, look at Bloodbath, for example. Bloodbath was written over a year ago, and this book still isn't even out. And so that's where it's like, well, do I just stop there? No, I'm not going to stop at Bloodbath. I'm going to keep going beyond Bloodbath. I'm going to keep writing more stories. And so who knows, like, maybe I write Golem Master 2. Bloodbath takes off. People love it. It's amazing. The most gruesome, brutal thing I've ever seen and experienced. I just want more blood on my face. Right? Well, then, like, what do? Right? Do I stop writing Golem Master after book 2 and go back to Bloodbath? Like, there's all those things. And so it's just one of the things of like, you know what? I can't see the finish line, but I know that I'm going to keep taking these steps regardless. I'll meet you at the gym. Working out is one of my favorite observational sports. That's true. That's not true. There's some people that be getting it on. So, all right, you guys, that is all I have. That's all I have for the writing updates. That's all I have for the motivation. So we've got a few more minutes left. What do you guys want to talk about? What questions do you have? I'm super excited. We are basically like we're less than 2 months away from college football season. It's going to be amazing. The Ducks are going to be amazing. They're going to be even greater next year, which is insane to think about. EA Sports is coming out with their college football video game, which is like the first time in years, in over a decade, that they have done a college football game. And I'm like, I have not bought a video game in a while. Might have to do that. So I'm excited for that. What else? Oh my gosh. Stranger Things season 5. Is it season 5 or 6? The final season is coming. Arcane, the final season 2 is coming, which I'm pissed that they're not doing more Arcane. But of course, go figure, like Netflix, League of Legends. Hey, we have one of the most successful animes of all time. Why don't we just make a second season and call it quits? Thank you, dicks. One of my most favorite shows ever. What else? I watched The Bear season 3. Wasn't as good as season 2, but it makes sense. It makes sense. I get it. It was a builder. It was a filler. We're getting this huge success. Let's drop all of these Michelin star chefs into the show. Let's let everyone have a moment. And we're just going to keep building and riding this wave to build for season 4 because we're going to be making even more money. I get it. I get it. But I'm not that happy, Hulu. Y'all, I know what y'all did. Rude. Rude. House of Dragons is back now. Yep, I've been watching that. I'm all caught up. It's okay. I definitely like this season. Far better than season 1. Holy cow. Season 2 is just way better. And I'm excited to see what we're going to do with this. An anime I just watched I recommend everyone catches is Combatants Will Be Dispatched. I've never laughed so hard at an anime. So good. Well, where can we find it, Ryan? What platform is it on? Because if it's on Netflix, I can't watch it because I don't have my subscription yet. That'll be later in the year once Arcane and Stranger Things come out. That's when I will be getting my Netflix subscription back. In the meantime, though, normally I did Hulu, college game days thing. I might actually switch up this year and try out YouTube's and see how that works. I might. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking, though. Oh, on Crunchyroll. I'm sure it's on some other pages. Okay, yeah, I don't have Crunchyroll. So, but there you go, you guys. A recommendation from Rhino. Go check out Combatants Will Be Dispatched on Crunchyroll if you guys are into the anime scene. What else? What else is going on? That's really it. Like, honestly, movies have just been terrible. I have no desire to see any movies anytime soon. I think next year is the big year for movies. That or 2026. What is it? Like, there's Batman and one or two others. Like, I'm not even thrilled to see Wolverine and Deadpool. Like, I would much rather have a Wolverine that's not 60 fucking years old trying to fit into a suit again. I don't know. Just not, doesn't appeal to me right now. So, but all right, you guys. So, again, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to get any questions in. And if we don't, then I'm going to go take off because I do need to clean my apartment. That is on the agenda for today. And then I need to start prep cooking some food. So I don't want to keep you guys, but I'm here for y'all. You got 10 seconds left. That's it. I don't see any comments. You guys, I love y'all to death. Thank you so much for tuning in for another weekend update. I hope the motivational videos gave you some motivation to continue to work, continue to develop your craft, whether it's content creation, music, art, writing, poetry, whatever. There's only one you in the universe, you guys. You gotta be proud of yourself and proud of the work that you do. So thank you again to the Patreon community, all of you guys who tuned in. Again, Warrior Bernard, Fighters Maxwell, Foster, Q, Guardian Wilkie, Soldiers Boslow, Little Panda Aiden, Unwired, Defender, LG, Jodan, Miss Aoife, and of course, Duck Commander Landry. You guys freaking rock. I love you so much. Thanks for tuning in for another weekend update. Chapters dropping this Thursday in the Patreon, and I will see you guys next Saturday. Oh, shit. Sunday, tomorrow. Make sure you tune in noon for our author chat interview with Katie Hanna and Rachel Nee Kirk. It should be streaming into the Legion Facebook page, my Facebook page, the Dying Breed series, and my YouTube. If for some reason it's not streaming to the Facebook, you'll be able to find it here on the YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe to that. Tune in 12 o'clock, and I'll hopefully see you guys tomorrow. Deuces!
Yeah, I don't believe in destiny. I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies, they're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy, you gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me. You ain't seen the rest of me. I just wanna be the best at what I know, better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes. Call me aggressive with my flow. Call me offensive even though Joe, I ain't gonna lie, life's tough. Try to get by, life's rough. Try to do it right, it's not enough. Even though you try, you still mess up. But I'm still gonna fight for what I love. Still gonna die for what I love. Still gonna try, I won't give up. Still gonna fight until I've won. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left. And I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret. Cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win. I won't stop till the end, no. Some injuries, mentally and physically. Studied them religiously so I don't repeat history. And people won't admit to me they don't want a victory. Bad enough to get a C, they'd rather just go leave it be. And oh, this journey I've been on since 13. Working hard and learning, never stopping searching. Yeah, it's burning, all this passion hurts me. I took action working, writing down these words. No, I'm not okay, I just wanna be something. I don't wanna be nothing, living all alone. No, I'm not alright, I'm just barely getting right. But I'll tell you I'm just fine, so you leave me alone. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left. And I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret. Cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win. I won't stop till the end.